Or they score. They tie the game up 2-2.
Some drives out for Robbie Ryan. Her three right on the money. This is Taya Hansen for three. Other side of the rim with a pretty reverse.
Wow.
5 seconds to go. Find Hawk. Hawk spins. It rolls off. And Arizona State wins it. Edwards pulls off. And buries the puck.
This is shot for Derby.
Down, you think. The 3-1. Lifted, back to right, track, wall, gone. For the second straight game, Kian Vu has hit a 3-run bomb late in the game. He's threatening to overrun Ryan Campos on the base paths. He's so excited. And the Sun Devils, once again, have blown it open. It's 10-1.
Exit velocity of 104 miles a beat.
Hell yes. Welcome into Pitchfork Lunch. It is Monday. I am Michael Caratino at Diablo00 on X, artist formerly known as the Twitter. And great to have you in. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Mothers, I hope everybody spoiled their mothers, although I hear some people didn't. I don't know. And I don't think these and the people and what I heard, I don't think they're extra needy. So I don't know. I don't know about that one. But if you didn't spoil Mama on Mother's Day, I mean, you should spoil her anyway. But that being said, you should have spoiled your mama on Mother's Day. So you got 364 days to prep and do better, right? But nonetheless, hope everybody had a phenomenal weekend. It was very interesting. Obviously, you saw Kian Vu there, and man, the weekend this young man had, well, not just this young man, but the Sun Devils. By the way, pretty sure we put the mojo out there, started talking it into existence. And yeah, they had to do it on the field. And yes, but there are quite a few things we put out there on the mojo. And just like, I don't know, go back to a few weeks ago at UCLA, said, hey, man, UCLA has kind of been up and down, and ASU had been a little bit too. And I said, let's get the broom out. Let's go to LA and let's sweep the Bruins. Well, they went to LA and they swept the Bruins. And almost came back with back-to-back sweeps. Took the first two in dominant fashion against USC, then dropped that last one like I mentioned. Took two from USD, and then took 2 out of 3 from UW. Yeah, I had the midweek series game against that school down south, which, again, didn't count towards conference, but overall, and fell 5-3. But then, check this out. Check this out, Sun Devil Nation. Just in case and I understand yesterday hanging with moms and stuff like that, but they go to Stanford, and on Friday night, 13-1. Hello. Saturday afternoon, 10-1, and then Sunday, Mother's Day afternoon, 16-7. I mean, come on now. That's we're big fans of that. We are big fans of that. And yeah, I tell you, it is very, very awesome to say the least, to get that sweep. And look at it like this, because of the wonderful things he does. Little shout out to the Wizard of Oz. Anyway, I was talking about that yesterday. But if you look at it, the 3-game sweep, and like I said, Friday night was Friday night was 13-1. Yeah. Friday night was 13-1. And ASU, fast start. 3 in the first. Boom. And then 1 in the third, 1 in the fifth, 1 in the sixth, 1 in the eighth, and then 6 in the top of the ninth. After Stanford, after they were up 7-0 after the top of the eighth, Stanford got 1 back in the bottom of the eighth, but then ASU 6 in the bottom or the top of the ninth. Pardon me. But Key and Vu, Friday night, 2 for 5, right, with the walk. So that was Friday night, 2 for 5 with a walk. And I showed his home run because I wanted to get to this real quick, but 2 for 5 with a walk. Saturday, the 10-1 win. Stanford scored actually in the first inning, and that was it. ASU, again, put up 4 in the top of the first. Stanford got 1 back. Then ASU put up 1 in the third. And then it was all zeros until the eighth. ASU put up 5, and they went 10-1. But Key and Vu that night was 1 for 2 with 3, count them, 3 walks. Right? And then on Sunday, in the 16-7 victory, where you saw his dinger, or actually that was from Saturday, pardon me. But he was 1 for 4 with a walk. Or no, I'm sorry. He was 1 for 3 with a walk. Yeah. So, I mean, you look at that. I mean, 1 for 3 with a walk. Then he was 1 for 2 with 3 walks. And then 2 for 5. So 4 for 10 on the weekend with 5 walks. Yeah, Nick McLean on Sunday, 4 for 5 with a walk, had 1 RBI, scored 2 runs. But yeah, just an overall insanely solid weekend for ASU baseball. And Kian Vu, again, one of those. I mean, you look at so he hit a home run Friday night, along with he had a double and a home run. But home run wise, Friday night, Kian Vu, Nick McLean, Jacob Tobias, cool. And I want to say that puts McLean in double-digit home runs now. But I'll get to that in a second. That's one thing I thought about it, but anyway, you know I've informed you. But yeah, so Kian Vu, Nick McLean, Jacob Tobias all go yard on Friday night. On Saturday, Kian Vu, which saw the home run to open the show, Kian Vu and Nick McLean. McLean hit 2 home runs? Yeah, Nick McLean hit 2 home runs. So, yeah, he's well over double digits now. But Vu had a home run Saturday. McLean added 2 more. Then you go to Sunday, and you look at the home runs. Jacob Tobias had a homer. Brandon Compton had a homer. Kevin Karstetter had a homer. And then Steve Ondina, absolute madness, had 2 home runs, and he went back-to-back with Karstetter, I want to say in let's see what that was, in the 6th. Yeah, in the 6th inning. Karstetter homered, and that actually gave, because it was tied, the game was tied at 6, a little back and forth. ASU was up 4-0 through 2, and then in the 4th, Stanford got 4 runs to tie it up. In the 5th, Brandon Compton homered, and Kian Vu was on. So the ASU was back up 6-4, and then Stanford got a 2-run dinger to tie it at 6, and then Karstetter homered to make it 7-6, and then Ondina goes back-to-back with them, makes it 8-6, and then but Ondina had homered in the 2nd inning too. It was a solo shot, so 2 home runs for Ondina yesterday. But yeah, so you look at the home runs, like I said yesterday, Tobias had 1, Compton 1, Karstetter 1, Ondina 2, and you get the 16-7 victory for the Devils. So yes, absolute forks up to that. Got the brooms out. So here's the thing, and we'll talk, go a little bit more into baseball, but I want to get to the standings real quick because because when we look at the Pac-12 standings now, ASU Cal played San Jose State all weekend. So, but ASU at 17-13 now has leapfrogged Cal, leapfrogged USC, right? And they are right behind Utah. So Arizona took 2 out of 3 from Oregon. Remember, they were 17-7. Now they're 19-8. Oregon State, and this is crazy. So this weekend will decide who the regular season champ of the Pac-12 is. Because if that team down south takes – wait. If they take just one game, they would win the because if they went 1-2, they would be 20-10, and it would be by one game because Oregon State would be 19-10. Yeah, if Oregon State takes 2 out of – I take that back. If Oregon State takes 2 out of 3, yeah, they'd be 19-10. And then Arizona would be 20-10. So literally by one game, Arizona win it. If Arizona wins 2, a sweep series, then we know that. But if the Beavers are able to come into Tucson and sweep that team down south, they would fittingly enough be the Pac-12 champions of the regular season because they would be 20-9 and Arizona would fall to 19-11. So yeah, those are and then Arizona and then ASU, obviously, as you guys know, who's 17-13 now in conference, you'll take it. 29-24 overall, has 3 games Thursday, Friday, Saturday as they take on Texas Tech. Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday they have UNLV. So yes, that is that. So yeah, that is that. And but yeah, you look at that, and again, you take 2 out of 3, 31-25 on the season. You take all 3, obviously 32-24. All right. But yeah, 29-24 right now, 17-13 in conference. Like I said, they won 3 in a row. Awesome. 18-12 at home. Now back over 500 on the road, 11-9 away. So, and then you have a chance to, you take all 3 at home this weekend, then, 21-12 at home. You'll take that. But, yeah, this offense, they talked about it yesterday on the radio broadcast too. Tim Healy, obviously, calling the game with Max Rossiter on the radio, but they were mentioning, this offense has, yes, it started out kind of hot, and then in non-conference, put up 11 runs, put up 14 runs, put up 13 runs, 9, and then well, you lose 11-4, then you win 14-4, then you lose 13-4, then you win, 10-8. Then you take on number 7 Texas A&M and you lose 4-0 in Arlington. Then you take on number 5 TCU, and you're right there. You lose 11-9. Fall to Texas A&M again, 10-5. Beat Texas UT Arlington 6-3. Then you beat Oregon 5-4, and then you lose the next two 6-4 and 8-5. And you lose to New Mexico 6-4. But then you turn around, go to Tucson, take the first two out of 3 from that team down south, which is beautiful. They win 3-2 and then 4-0. Then they, lost 14-3. Utah Valley, they won 5-4 and lost 7-5. And that was, I think, just the runs, the hitting not being consistent back then at the end of March, towards the end of March. And Willie just, looking for consistency in the team. And then, you get swept by Washington State, but, 8-7, 3-2, 8-6. In all those games, and except for both teams on that Saturday when it was 3-2, but you score some runs, you're getting some more hits, but then you turn around, you have a comeback victory, which was huge against UNLV. You sweep Cal, and then you beat GCU to win 5 in a row, and then you get swept by Oregon State up in Corvallis, 13-8, 9-1, and then 9-7. Then you come back, lose to Grand Canyon 5-3. For beating them 9-8, and then you lose to Utah 10-0. And that's about the time, it was just a few weeks ago. Well, a month ago, actually, April 12th, about a month ago. You're thinking that, man, you lose 10-0, they come back and they win 8-3, but then on Sunday they lose 11-5. Then you beat Fullerton, and then you lose to Fullerton in 7 innings on the road after playing Utah here. But then, boom. That's April 17th. Then 2 days later, again, you start your sweep of UCLA, like I said, and you win 5 in a row. Take the first 2 from SC, and then you take both from UC San Diego. Then you take 2 out of 3 from Washington in a run fiesta, weekend. And then, again, fall into the team down south. But then now you sweep Stanford. And then now, again, you have a chance to, yes, it's non-conference, salute to service weekend, but you have a chance to again, get a sweep. That'd be awesome again, but take 2 out of 3, win the weekend series, to say the least. But this team, like I said, I'll get into stats in a minute, but yeah, so very excited. For those of you that didn't see Kian Vu's home run, one of his home runs from Saturday, here you go. We'll put it up again. And then,
The 3-1.
He is just in a groove.
Lifted,
and
back to right,
see that
track,
and look
wall,
at that. Just gone. You're there. But
for the second straight game, Kian Vu has hit a 3-run bomb.
Yeah.
Overrun Ryan Campos on the base pass.
Yeah, he's trying to catch up to Ryan Campos there.
And the Sun Devils.
But yeah, look at that. They just blow it open. Kian Vu again with a hell. Actually all season long. He started as a pinch hitter, as you guys know, but again, pinch hitting, and it was just a headache for a very great challenge. And Willie Bloomquist talked about it, but it's one of those things where, man, it's just, again, absolutely awesome what this young man is doing, because his bat has stayed hot, but other bats, he made hitting. I always say hitting's contagious. I always hear players say that, coaches say that. When players on a hot streak, but when a player's hitting, it's one of those things where it's one of those things where when you look at it, hitting, getting contagious, somebody's doing it, pinch hit off the bench and, constantly hitting, and then got in games and was delivering. And look, that's just what you need, and he made hitting contagious for the Sun Devils. We know this. We definitely know this. On the golf side, by the way, men's golf, Rancho Santa Fe, the Farms Golf Club is where regionals has started today. So the men trying to do, obviously the women headed to the Pac-12 champs, the reigning Pac-12 champs, trying to see if they can so just to remind you, in the Rancho Santa Fe Regional at the Farms Golf Club in Rancho Santa Fe, California, the Sun Devils are there along with Washington, Oklahoma, Cal, Oklahoma State, North Florida, Chattanooga, South Florida, San Diego, University of San Diego, West Virginia, Kansas, Wright State, Seton Hall, Winthrop, Pepperdine, Seattle U, and Cal State Fullerton are all at this at the regionals. It's a par 70, 6,962 yard course. Oh, man. And right now, North Florida is up top to this point. Team standings, they are 5 under par as they are through holes 12 through 15 right now, as is. So I'll get to their, yeah. So North Florida's 5 under. Oklahoma State to this point is 2 under. Oklahoma is at even par. West Virginia and Cal are both 2 over. Seton Hall, Chattanooga, and the Sun Devils are 3 over. San Diego, South Florida, Washington are all 4 over. And then you have Kansas at 11 over, Winthrop at 12 over, and then Wright State at 13 over. But yeah, right. Or actually, so Cal and Winthrop were the last to tee off. There. Oh no, not Cal and Winthrop. Seton Hall. Sorry, Seton Hall and Winthrop were the last tee off. They're finishing up. They're through holes 7 through 9. So Wright State and Kansas are Wright State, Kansas, and West Virginia are all through 8 through 11 that they finished up. And then San Diego and South Florida are through 10 through 12. And then North Florida, Oklahoma State, and Cal are all 12 through 15 done. And then Oklahoma, ASU, and UW are all 13 through 16 right now. So, but again, that's where we're at team leaderboard wise. But North Florida, like I said, up top at 5 under. And then Oklahoma State 2 under. And then Oklahoma's even. Everybody else obviously over par. But right there. When we look at the player leaderboard, well, no surprise, Nick Gabrielsick from North Florida is 4 under through 12 today. And then Samson Zhang, who I saw Cal at the Pac-12 tournament, he is 3 under right now. Davis Lee from North Florida is 2 under right now through 15. And then Jace Summy from Oklahoma is at -2, along with Ben Lorenz, his teammate of Oklahoma, Andrew Riley of North Florida, Eric Lee of Cal, and Jonas Baumgartner of Oklahoma State. They're all 2 under. And our highest Sun Devil right now, Connor Williams, is at even par, and so is Jose Luis Ballester. He is at even par as well for those 2 Sun Devils. And then Riggs Johnson, right there at +1. We know how he charged on. Wenyi Ding is also at +1. They're tied for 20th right now individually. So Johnson and Wenyi Ding at +1. And then let's see, who else do we have out on the course for the Sun Devils? Preston Summerhays right now is +6. Through 14. And then, Shane Ox of Wright State is +8. And that is where the leaderboard stops. So Preston Summerhays at +6. And then Wenyi Ding is at +1 along with Riggs Johnson. And then Jose Luis Ballester and Connor Williams are even par. So, again, guys that, know how to fight in Rancho Santa Fe. Again, a par 70, 6,962-yard course. Sounds like breakfast, right, kids? But that is where they are at. So, again, give updates throughout the show. But I'm going to step aside and get back. I'm going to dive more into baseball. The weekend they had, just talk about it, pitching as well, too. I know I talk obviously the offense and Key and Vu, but I mean, it's starting to play hot at the right time. And, now you're, like I said, and I'll get to Pac-12 standings with where they're at, because this last weekend being, it's the odd weekend on their conference schedule. So they're done with conference play, but see where they can shake up, because as of right now, I forgot to tell you that. I told you their record. I did tell you their record, but I just realized, hey, happy Monday, right? So they are 5th. And they have a chance. Because Washington State plays Oregon, who's 16-11. Now, granted, Washington State is 9-18 in conference play, 21-29 overall. They got Oregon. But if Washington State can take 2 out of 3, it would put ASU and Oregon both at 17 and 13. They could also leapfrog Utah. but I'll get into that. But yes, ASU 5th right now. I mean, just a few weeks ago they were 8th. So again, and wanting Stanford to beat up on Cal this weekend. That's all I know. Let's go Cardinal. But nonetheless, I will get into all of that. But yeah, I'm going to take a quick break. When we get back, dive more into baseball. And again, this past weekend is just absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. So we'll take a break and more Pitchfork Lunch coming up. All right, welcome back into Pitchfork Lunch. Yes, I am Michael Caratino at Diablo00 on X, artist formerly known as the Twitter. As you know, you can find the show there. My IG, Michael.Caratino.5, and the YouTube channel. I know I didn't say it off top. Got so excited about baseball and golf, and I know on the men's side and women's side on track and field. I want to say Oregon. The Oregon women and Washington men defended titles as 2024 Pac-12 track and field champions. Washington won on the men's side, 150 points, USC 141, Cal 95. On the women's side, it was 150 for Oregon, 136 for USC, and 99 for UCLA. For ASU, Soraya Prince, a freshman, in the prelims of the 100-meter hurdles, ran a 13:36. But yeah, I'll get into more of that. The obviously results from there, but no, baseball. Yes, we are getting to baseball because, like I said, what Willie Bloomquist has done, this team. What they have done again, this offense had to wake up, right? I mean, we knew it. And consistency, and yeah, easier said than done. Fully understand that, completely and fully understand that, right? But when we look at obviously 3-game sweep of Stanford, but stats wise, I mean the home runs this weekend. I mean, the ball flew out of the park for ASU, and but after this weekend, looking at the stats, I mean, he's over 400 still. Kean Vu, 419. Brandon Compton, 351. Nick McLean up to 337. Ryan Campos, 332. Ethan Mendoza, 320. Jacob Tobias, 311. Steve Ondina back over 300 at 301. You look at Harris Williams at 293. Isaiah Jackson up to 266. Kevin Carstetter got his first home run of the year. He's at 270. Eamon Lance at 260. Mario DeMera 248. Batting 308 as a team. But you look at the home runs now. Yes, both Kean Vu. Jacob Tobias leads the team. By the way, he has 15 home runs on the season. Then we got the three amigos with 12. Kean Vu at 12, Brandon Compton at 12, Nick McLean at 12, and then Ryan Campos is at 10. And then Isaiah Jackson has 8. Eamon Lance has 6. But 92 home runs for this team, and their opponents have hit 78. Well, like against them. So they have 92, but in their games, and their opponents are 78, which again, but yeah, for Tobias to get the homer. And then, like I said, Nick McLean had a 2 home run day. Steve Ondina had a 2 home run day. So yeah, I mean, he's up to 6. But I mean, that is huge. And then when, looking at walks, I mean, Ryan Campos still has the comfortable lead at 36, well, slight lead, you could say, but comfortable enough. Nick McLean is second with 29 walks, and then Harris Williams has drawn 29 for McLean, and then 27 for Jacob Tobias. Then Harris Williams at 22. And Brandon Compton's drawn 19. Kean Vu is drawn 18. And then Isaiah Jackson has drawn 17. I mean, even Kevin Carstetter has drawn 14. And Mario DeMera has drawn 12. So, I mean, 237 walks this team has drawn this season. You'll take the free bases, as Willie has said. You got to do something with it. And, yeah, this last weekend in Stanford, they did something with it. Yeah, because Friday, like I say, Kean Vu, Nick McLean, and Tobias all homered Friday. But yeah, I mean, you look at Ryan Campos. I mean, he got 6 at bats. He was 1 for 6 with an RBI. But then you get Kean Vu 2 for 5, 3 RBIs, 2 runs scored. With he drew a walk that night. Like I said, Nick McLean was 3 for 5 with the walk that night, 3 RBIs, 2 runs scored. Jacob Tobias was 1 for 6, 2 runs scored. Brandon Compton was 3 for 3 with a walk on Friday night. And Eamon Lance, I mean, he was 0 for 1, but he drew a walk. Ethan Mendoza was 1 for 4, as was Isaiah Jackson Friday night. Harris Williams was 1 for 1 as he pinch hit. Mario DeMera was 0 for 4. And then Steve Ondina was 0 for 2 with 3 walks, but he he scored 3 runs. But yeah, I mean, you look at the pitching that night. I mean, Ben Jacobs went 6 innings, gave up 4 hits, no runs, 9 Ks to 4 walks, 101 pitches. On a Friday night, hell yes, you'll take that. And then Matt Teeding came in, 2 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, and he struck out 1 batter through 33 pitches. And then Jaden Alba came in, 1 inning pitched, just gave up 1 hit, but 3 Ks, no walks, 22 pitches. And obviously, you go 6. You get 6 innings out of Jacobs. And like I said, he given up 4 hits, no runs, 9 Ks. 101 pitches, though, you see that. It's because in seeing the first, full disclosure, the first 5 innings of this game, I'm like, man, he's rolling. He could at least go 7. I thought he could go 7. I thought he might go 7. But at 101 pitches, you see you got Matt Teeding, who's just been obviously absolutely dominant. And then Jaden Alba comes in and finishes it off. I mean, 13 strikeouts for this team to just 4 walks. So for the pitching, and that was Friday night. Jacobs with the win improves to 6-2. And that was Friday. Then Saturday, pitching wise, Connor Markle got the start. He went 6 innings, 5 hits, 1 run. It was earned, but 5 Ks to just 1 walk. And he threw 95 pitches. And then Jonah Giblin, who obviously has been money, he comes in and throws the last 3 innings. He goes 3 innings, gives up 1 hit, 5 Ks, no walks, 42 pitches. Good night now. So yeah, I mean, that's just so then you go into Sunday thinking, okay, if we have to, not that you want to, but there's a lot of available arms in the bullpen. And so Markle gets the win. He improves to 6-3. Then when we go to Sunday's game, Hunter Omlin, it was a bullpen game. Then, and Coach went with that. And it's one of those things where Hunter Omelet started. He went 3 2/3, gave up 7 hits, 4 runs. They were all earned. And it's crazy because Omelet, there was goose eggs through 3. And then they got to him he was pitching in the 4th, but he had 2 outs, but 3 2/3, but still 7 hits, 4 runs earned, but he had 4 strikeouts, no walks through 59 pitches. Sean Fitzpatrick, usually this, and you'll get this, comes in. He goes 2 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned, no strikeouts, no walks, but through 35 pitches. Then Ryan Schieffer comes in for 2 1/3, and he comes in for 2 1/3 to Schieffer, gives up 1 hit, strikes out 1, walks 2, 28 pitches. And then Cole Carlone came in for an inning, and he gave up 3 hits, 1 run. It was earned, but 2 strikeouts, 1 walk. He threw 27 pitches. Yep. And so yeah, I mean, you look at the 149 total pitches, 7 strikeouts, to 3 walks, take it. But I mean, it was, man, like you had a very efficient, hugely efficient pitching outings, which of course you're looking for, but not having to go through a ton of arms, and then more guys can be ready for, this weekend, and you want to get these wins. So look, that weekend right there, absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Yeah, absolutely phenomenal. What they did. And I mean, look, like I said, 2 against Texas Tech, 1 against UNLV, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I know I keep saying weekend, but it's not the traditional because the Pac-12 tournament, which is obviously coming up. The Pac-12 tournament, which is coming up, and the dates for that are May 21st through the 25th. So, yeah, Tuesday through Saturday. That's when they are. So, yes, just so you know. But, yeah, 21st through the 25th, and the Pac-12 tournament coming up there. So that is, again, awesome. Totally awesome to where they are at. Big fan. Big fan. But, yeah, update. Okay. Update to men's golf before we get out of here. And again, happy Monday. Hope mothers had a great Mother's Day. Everybody spoiled their moms, and of course, had a little jokes, a little laugh, and of course, typical family. Maybe drove each other crazy a little bit. Nothing wrong with that. But North Florida, extending that lead. They are now 7 under par, and they're through 14 through 17. Oklahoma State's 1 under in second place. Cal is at even par in third, and they are all 3 of those schools, North Florida, Oklahoma State, and Cal, are 14 through 17. Oklahoma's at +2, and they're at 15 through 17. West Virginia and Chattanooga are at +3. USD is at +4. South Florida and ASU are 6 over, and then Seton Hall and UW at 7 over. Kansas at 11 over, Winthrop at 12 over, and then Wright State is at 16 over right now. But yeah, North Florida off to a fast start. And when we look at the player leaderboard, well, Samson Zhang of Cal has managed to get in a tie for first with Nick Gabrielsick of North Florida, and they are both 4 under par through 14. And then Gabrielsick's teammate Davis Lee is 2 under par, and he's through 17. And then let's see, Connor Williams is at +1 for ASU, tied for 18th. Wenyi Ding is at +1 as well. And so is Jose Luis Ballester, all at +1, tied for 18th. So definitely like seeing that. And then Riggs Johnson is at +3 right now through 17. And Preston Summerhays through 15. So he's shooting some pars, is at +6. But for Wenyi Ding, let's see. He he bogeyed 1. He had a par on 2. He birdied 3 and 4, and then had a par on 5. Then he bogeyed back-to-back holes at 6 and 7, and then 8 and 9 he parred out. So he was 1 over, and then he bogeyed 10, parred 11, birdied 12, and then now he is have pars on 13, 14, 15, and 16. And again, still at but he went from 2 over. Yeah, he was 2 over because he, like I said, bogeyed the 10th, and we'll go to 2 over. And then when he birdied the 12th, went to 1 over and is shooting par. So he's right there at 1 over. And then Connor Williams, who's 1 over for ASU. I mean, he shot even par, and then he birdied, or he shot even par for holes 1 through 5. He birdied 6 and 7, and then parred 8 and 9. So he was 2 under, and then he parred 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14, but then 3 straight bogeys on 15, 16, and 17. But then he did par 18, so he actually just finished. So he is – how would he be? Oh. So yeah, he's 1 over, so he's done for today's round. But again, that's such a beautiful round. I mean, and again, yes, I get it. You know, he had a par 4, 397 on 15, where he bogeyed a par 3, 220 on 16, and he bogeyed 4, and then on the par 4, 472, got a 5, but then he pars 18. So again, 1 over, and he's right there. But man, what a hell of a round for Connor Williams. Like I said, you're 2 under in the front 9, and then 2 under through 14. But yeah, great round there. And then Jose Luis Ballester, he is through 16, but let's see. So he parred holes 1 through 6, then he bogeyed 7, parred 8, and then bogeyed 9. So he finished the front 9 at 2 over. Then he had pars on 10 and 11. Then he got a shot back because he birdied 12, but then he bogeyed 13, right? And now look at this. I mean, he's right there. Jose Luis Ballester is right there because he parred 13, like I said. So he went back. He was at he birdied 12 to go to dropped down to 1 under, but then he bogeyed 13 to go to 2 under, but then he birdied 14 and 15 to get back to even par. Then he just had a bogey on he had a bogey on 16. Pardon me. So yeah, so he on the par 3 220. So he got a 4. So he is 1 over through 16, but he's right there. And on par 4s today, he's shooting even par. So he can get a birdie, get right back to even par. Be huge if he, birdie par. Birdie would be phenomenal, of course. But yeah, so that's where Jose Luis Ballester is at +1. Yeah, so and Wen Yi Ding just parred 16, so par 3, so he's still at 1 over. But yeah, Connor Williams. Well, Connor Williams did finish this round. Yeah, like I said, +1 71. So, man, just again 15, 16, 17. I mean, he bogeyed, but he's right there. He's liking this course. So he is in for the day. Preston Summerhays is through 15, and he's, like I said, 6 over. I mean, he birdied. Well, he on the front 9, he parred 1, birdied 2, parred 3, bogeyed 4, and then had a pars on 5 and 6, and then he triple bogeyed 7. He was even par through 6, and then just a little bit of a struggle on 7. But then look at that. Right away, turn around and birdied 8. So that's good. And then he had a par on 9. So he finished the front 9 at +2. And then he had a double bogey on 10, a double bogey on 11, parred 5, bogeyed 6, parred 12, bogeyed 13, and then, but look, just came back and birdied 14, and then parred 15. So we get one birdie in there for Preston Summerhays in this tough course, maybe 2 birdies on the last 3. Got a chance at a par 3 220, and the 17 is a par 4 472, and 18 is a par 4 512. The lone par 5 on this course at Rancho Santa Fe, by the way, is the 12th, which today is a par 5 569 yarder. So yeah, but so he just like I said, he birdied 14, got the par on 15, and again, now we just need to get one more, at least get one more birdie, get back down to 5 over. Feeling pretty good. Par out, but you get 2 birdies, get down to 4 over. That would be very, very solid for Mr. Summerhays there. And yeah, Riggs Johnson is at +3. Oh, man. And he said, I mean, look, he parred real quick before we get out of here. Riggs Johnson, just so you know, we talked to him after Pac-12, and I mean, he had the hell of a charge on Sunday, but I mean Saturday, and then fighting back to even par, like Coach Thurman talked about the Pac-12 championship. But Riggs Johnson, I mean, he parred 1, 2, and 3, and then he birdied 4 and 5. He bogeyed 6 and 7, birdied 8, parred 9. -1 at the turn, pretty good. He bogeyed 10, but then he parred 11 and 12. Then he bogeyed 13, And then he parred 14, 15, and 16. But, oh, man, he just had a double bogey on 17. So, we get a birdie, get one shot back, get to 2 over. We can do it. But he is through 17 and on 18 there. So that is where they're at. The leaderboard. Well, North Florida dropped a shot. They're now only at 6 under, but now we have we have another team joining the under par group. Oklahoma State's at -1, and so is Cal. They're 1 under. West Virginia at +2, USD at +4, along with Oklahoma. Chattanooga's at +5, ASU's at +6. South Florida's at +7. And then Seton Hall and Washington are at +9, Kansas at +11, Winthrop at +12, and then Wright State at +15. So that is where we are at. But it's day 1, and I'll have more to talk about as they get into it tomorrow. But hey, everybody, have a great rest of your Monday. Again, I will be back tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel. And you can check it out. Again, go to my X at Diablo00 on X, artist formerly known as Twitter. Watch the show live there every day. Hit me up with comments, anything, thoughts, anything you have. If I haven't thought of it, share, man. Share. It's Sun Devil Nation. I love the collaboration of ideas. I haven't thought of something. But, so on X at Diablo00, my IG, Michael.Caratonuto.5. I see the show live there every day. And, yes, you know it, Pitchfork Lunchers. My YouTube channel. Go to YouTube, subscribe to the channel. If you miss any of this, any sound, interviews, yes, you've missed a plethora of interviews. Go to my YouTube and subscribe. You can go to go to YouTube, and then it's at M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Cat 005 at MVC005 on YouTube, and subscribe, because again, you have missed out on a ton. So go to the YouTube and subscribe, do that. So I will see you tomorrow. Like I said, same bat time, same bat channel. And yes, everybody have a most great rest of your day. And just realize it's a Sun Devil state. So, Pitchfork Lunchers, see you tomorrow. And yes, as always, forks up.
His shot. Bruce score, they score. They tie the game up 2-2. Some drives out for Robbie Ryan. Her 3 right on the money. This is Taya Hansen for 3. Other side of the rim with a pretty reverse. Wow. 5 seconds to go. Find Hawk. Hawk spins. It rolls on. And Arizona State wins it. Edwards pulls off. And buries the puck.
Daniels takes his shot.